Lately, I've been on the roll with the OGs, and today we're looking at a model that started it all for Reebok and the Preseason line. Hey guys, welcome back to our Kicks Reasons channel, and today we're looking at the very first generation of Reebok Preseason Scrimmage Lo, and this model is all the way back from 1991, and this is when the Reebok Preseason started with the original push of the Scrimmage Lo, of the Scrimmage Mid, and the Pump Pay Dirt. So these models were iconic. They were all over NFL, and if you were in training and football, these were definitely in your consideration at the time. I remember when the Pump Pay Dirt came out, the first generation with a strap. That was one of my favorite models at the time, and coincidentally was one of the cheapest. I still could not afford that pump, and I still remember the conversation I had with my mom back in the day, asking her for money to buy that specific pair, and she laughed so much she almost fell over, because at the time one pair of Reebok pumps cost as much as her monthly salary, and that was not going to happen ever. So now looking at these, thanks to one of you guys over Instagram, give me the hint that these are available on eBay. Super cheap price, pretty well preserved, not perfect condition. Obviously there's no box, but for what they are and for what they represent, I'm super happy to show it to you guys. You guys are gonna see them on the details. Now for a shoe that's 33 years old, the materials here used are amazing, and you're gonna see how nice the leather is, especially on the toe box. Thick, soft, and it's super nice. Again, we don't see this kind of leather these days, and considering that the shoe is 3 decades old, the leather stays the way it was, and this is one of the best things about genuine leather. It will last for a very, very long time. Now, one of the things that this shoe has suffered is where you see the purple hints. This is a synthetic nubuck, and synthetic nubuck cracks and crumbles. And this one is in pretty good condition, but I expect over time it's going to get worse. It's going to peel and going to start getting sticky. It's still going to start releasing its paint, and yeah, it's not going to be perfect. Now these are wearable because we have stitching on the toe box and stitching on the heel, but again, I would not rock them daily, just because they're a very nice set collection piece that is going to be going behind me on the shelf. We have real hexalite on the heel. And this one, I'm not gonna lie to you, I cannot feel it. Why I cannot feel it? Because the outsole rubber is so hardened, it's so dense, that it almost feels like plastic. Now walking on like pavement or hardwood floor, it's even slippery, which is very weird. Normally you see this kind of hardening on the rubber if it's exposed for a long time to the elements like the sun, or it's staying somewhere where it's super dry, and it really gets really hard. Now the midsole is super soft because it's polylite. It's not going to crumble, it's not going to disintegrate itself, no problem whatsoever, but you're not going to feel the cushioning from the hexalite. Now that being said, the insole is nice, it's glued in, you cannot really pull it out, but it's very nice and soft, so there's some kind of a cushioning over there. And on top of it we have Reebok and the Preseason signature, or the Preseason logo, which of course is on the tone as well, and the tone is one of the most iconic things. You see that same pattern on the tone is the same pattern on the heel, and is the same pattern on the outsole. So this was one of the design cues of the Preseason first generation. We have nice vector on the side, kind of off-white, sort of beige, white Reebok. The rest of it is the black and the purple, and this exact model was featured on East Bay magazine back in the day when it was released. I think the original release price was under $80. Abundance of padding around, of course, made in Korea. This was the early 90s, and Reebok was still making sneakers in Korea, and they're highly regarded of their quality, of their execution, fit, finish, and everything else. I wonder what happened to these factories in Korea. Are they still producing something? Maybe they're producing something higher level, not sneakers. But I know over time, most of the athletic companies migrated from Korea to China, to Vietnam, to Indonesia, to Taiwan, and obviously the top of the food chain and the best production was made in Korea with the best materials. On feet, you guys are gonna see them. They still look amazing. They fit me perfectly well. They are excellent when it comes to the top material, but again, this hardened outsole, it's a bit slippery, not gonna lie. I'm a bit scared to walk around because how slippery they are. But regardless, this is one of the most iconic models, and I absolutely loved it back in the day when it came out, and could not afford it. One of my best friends actually had the second generation of the Lo, which was black and white. Always loved that model as well. looked at his feet every day at school, could never afford it. That same kid actually had the Nike Air Veer, had the Reebok Pump Omnizone 4. So he was stacked. His parents had money, so he was rocking all kinds of great sneakers at the time, where I was just checking them out. I were never able to wear them or buy them until I was senior year, and I worked over summertime all summer long so I can get me some new kicks. So yeah, long story short, Scrimmage Lo 1991, first generation, excellent shoe, and now the preseason line is coming up. So I'm super excited to see what Reebok are gonna bring to the table with the preseason line. Hopefully they're gonna bring slew of models, because I absolutely love the preseason line. Obviously the above the rim, the black top, the runners, all models from late 80s to late 90s. This is my favorite time frame, and these sneakers at the time were absolutely legendary. That's pretty much it, guys. Hit the thumbs up if you like the video. Stay tuned to the channel. Subscribe if you're new. Check out some of the other videos coming very, very soon. And as always, guys, you have a wonderful day.